Welcome to the recorded version of the Senior Parent Night information. If you have any questions about this presentation, please don't hesitate to call me at the school and I'll clear up any questions that you would have. To get things going, first of all, everything that we're going to go over tonight includes all of these things, from college admissions to a little bit of financial aid, as well as the process that the students will use in order to get scholarships. During senior conferences, I met with each of the students individually. To begin with, I met with all of them during government classes for 2 days and reviewed all of this information plus a little bit more on how to apply to colleges and how to seek and find and apply for scholarships. According to all of the surveys that we've taken, these are the colleges that the students are applying to currently. Several students are applying to more than one school, so you can see that there's more represented than there are students in the class. But you definitely can see some trends here, that the university system in Lincoln and Omaha are by far the students' top choice, as well as Wayne for 4-year colleges, and Northeast is close behind with the 2-year option. The different majors and career interests that the students are interested in are related on this graph. We talk a lot about college admission requirements and how they differ from graduation requirements. In order to get into the University of Nebraska system, every student will need 4 years of English, 3 years of social studies, 3 years of science, and then 3 years of math at UNO and UNK, and 4 years of math at UNL. UNO and UNK would like that 4th year of math as well, and all those years of math need to build on Algebra 1. In addition to that, they need to get a 20 on their ACT or be in the top half of their class. State college systems do not have requirements for classes, but they do look at the rigor of the course schedule that they had through high school. They do require the ACT, but they don't require a certain score. Then private colleges all have their own admission requirements, but truthfully, if you meet UNL standards, you're going to be able to be admitted to all of the schools. The community college requires that you take the ACT or the Compass test. The Compass test is an online test that is not timed, and they use it for placement in appropriate classes rather than for admissions. All colleges have rolling admissions anymore, meaning that once the student applies, they'll hear about their admission status within a few weeks. They will also be awarded scholarships if they qualify for some of the top scholarships right away. Most admission deadlines are January 15th in order to be eligible for all the college admission and scholarship opportunities. There are also different scholarship applications. For some universities and colleges, if you apply for admission, you're also applying for scholarships with the same application. That works at UNO, UNL, but some have separate scholarship applications, like Wayne State College, and their deadline is December 1st. So it's just really important to look at all the deadlines for admissions and scholarships. All admission applications are found online. They do have to create user accounts and passwords with all of these, so it's important that they write all of those down because they have so many different ones. They have a username and password for each application. They have it for the ACT. They have it for different scholarships, so it's really a lot to keep track of. Application fees apply for some universities. For the university system, there's a $45 application fee, but it's a one-time fee. So if you apply to UNO, pay that $45 application fee, you can then apply to UNL and UNK without paying it again. It's just a one-time university fee. If you are on free or reduced lunch, those fees are waived. The students simply have to come in and tell me, and I will send in the appropriate paperwork. Applications also need transcripts from the high school. They request this through a program called Naviance that I'll show you later on in the program. New this year for UNL is that they self-report their grades, and a transcript is not needed until after they graduate. As I said, sometimes there are separate scholarship applications, so they need to have their resume done so they can complete that. There are some specialized programs that they need to be aware of. Honors programs are offered at all the different colleges and universities. If you have a student who is a top student, they may want to look into this. There are some scholarships attached to it, as well as specialized classes. The Midwest Student Exchange Program is a reciprocating agreement between neighboring states and Nebraska, and so there's a reduction in tuition fees. It's not the same as in-state tuition fees, but it is not as much as out-of-state tuition fees. RHOP, NUPAS, and KHOP are the programs available for students interested in medical careers. RHOP is at Chadron, Wayne, and Peru, and it guarantees acceptance into the Med Center or into those specialized programs. NUPAS is the university program, but you cannot apply for that until you're a sophomore. KHOP is very similar to RHOP, but it is at the University of Kearney. 2+2 programs are programs where you start at a 2-year college and then transfer into a 4-year university or college, and it's seamless, so you can still graduate in 4 years. Internship opportunities and study abroad programs are big pluses for campuses now, so make sure you ask about that as well. This Thursday, October 23rd, all seniors are going on campus visits. There's different types of visits, but for right now, the seniors probably need to take individual campus visits, and you reserve those through an online application on all of the college's websites. Please make sure that you give a 2-week notice so they can set up visits with the academic advisors. I think that's key to having a successful campus visit. ACT test is this Saturday. There's also one in December, but for a lot of applications, scholarship applications, this October test is the last one that they can take. Compass and Asset test, I talked about it for 2-year colleges. If your student is interested in the NCAA clearinghouse, if they want to play Division I or II athletics, or if they want to play at the NAIA level, which would be a Midland or a Doane or a Hastings, there's a clearinghouse application that they have to fill out. Please contact me for more information on that. There are also military options that provide some good scholarship opportunities. I'd be happy to discuss that with you as well. Financial aid. There's 4 different types of financial aid. So when a college says that 99% of their students get financial aid, that's true. It can be in scholarships, grants, work study, or loans, because every student qualifies for a loan. And so that's how they're saying that many students get financial aid. Grants are monies that do not have to be paid back, and it's based on financial need. The Pell Grant is probably one of the most familiar to everyone. That Pell Grant ranges from anywhere from $602 to $5,730. They base that off of your FAFSA. Your FAFSA is filed after you complete your 2014 taxes, and when you get done, it gives you a number called an EFC, or Expected Family Contribution. If your expected family contribution is $5,157 or less, you are going to be eligible for a Pell Grant. There are Nebraska Opportunity Grants, and then there are also college-based grants. Then there are student loans. Based off your FAFSA, you'll either receive a need-based loan, which is a subsidized loan, which means interest does not accrue. If you qualify for a non-need-based loan, it's an unsubsidized loan, and then interest does accrue while your student is in college. And then there are also Parent Plus loans. The subsidized and unsubsidized loans are at 4.66% interest. But that interest accrues for an unsubsidized, does not accrue for a subsidized. But your student does not go back into repayment of that loan until after they graduate. The interest rates for these loans change annually, and the parent loan is set at 7.21% interest. One thing you need to be aware of is that student loans and financial aid through the federal government are at 150%, meaning that you can get student loans for 3 years for an associate degree and 6 years for a bachelor degree. So you do have to complete your education in a timely manner. FAFSA form is located at the link that is on the screen. You need a PIN number to sign your FAFSA. You need one as a parent, and your child will need one, and that's also the same number that they will use to sign their student loans. Another important program to be aware of is College Bound Nebraska and the Advantage program for the state college systems. If you qualify for a Pell Grant, these programs mean that you will not have to pay tuition at any of the universities or state college systems. So it's a great program that makes it tuition free for your student. We'll have a financial aid night that's hosted by Education Quest in January, where it'll go through the FAFSA process. And there's an opportunity to win a scholarship just by attending that night. So it's a good night to come and learn more about financial need. Another thing to be aware of is extenuating circumstances. Once you file the FAFSA, if something would happen in your family, if you would lose a job or have a major illness, you can contact the financial aid office at your college, and they can reassess your financial aid. I'll call you right back. The financial aid process is you qualify for a PIN number, then you complete the FAFSA, and it goes to the processor at the federal government level, and then they determine your eligibility and send it to the college and back to you. And then you get that award notification, and then you get decide if you want student loans. The student aid report is a very important document that is generated after you complete the FAFSA. On it, it gives you your expected family contribution. It also indicates whether you're chosen for verification, meaning that you'll have to submit some documents from your taxes, and it lets you know if you're Pell Grant eligible. That student aid report is needed for a lot of scholarships, especially the Susan Buffett, which we'll talk more about in a minute. If you have an automatic 0, meaning that your expected family contribution is 0, you have to qualify for one of the things listed under number 1 and number 2. That means that you are fully Pell Grant eligible. The Buffett Scholarship is a huge scholarship that awards $4,250 per semester and is renewable for up to 5 years. It can be used for tuition, living expenses, and books. The expected family contribution needs to be $15,000 or less, but I still encourage you to apply even if it's higher than that. This application opens on November 1st, so please look into this valuable scholarship. Naviance is a program that your child will use through, that's how, I'll call you right back. That's how we use this in order to get out scholarships and to track college applications. To be very successful in scholarships, we also have resumes and personal profiles that your students have been working on. We go over all of these things in order to help your student have a leg up even in getting more scholarships. But it's important that you partner with them through this process because it's very overwhelming. Education Quest is also a great resource, so please use that as well. If you'd like to stay connected and see the things that I send out to the students, you can follow us on Twitter, or you can receive the same text messages that they receive. So please feel free to sign up for that as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.